Thank you so much for staying with us here on CNN News 18. We have some breaking news that's coming in. Now, we are a day away from the mandate of Bihar to be made public. The results will be out on Friday, and exit polls are now making predictions. Access My India is the latest one to come out with their exit poll numbers. As far as vote share is concerned, Access My India is projecting 41% vote share for the Mahagathbandhan, whereas 43% for the NDA. As far as the vote share margin is concerned, it's a 2% margin between their numbers yesterday had given a clear lead to the NDA. But looks like it is a mixed bag as far as Access My India projections are concerned. The vote share numbers are on your screens. They've just been put out. But there are several other parameters that Access My India has also put out. Aman, my colleague, now joins us, getting us more details and decoding that. Aman, as far as the vote share is concerned, there is a 2% margin. But on many other parameters, that gap is pretty high, especially as far as youth go or women go.
Well, yes, Poonam, Access My India is putting out a poll which is looking like the election is a bit tighter than, what the other pollsters may have predicted yesterday, 150 to 160 seats. What Access My India is saying that 43% vote share for the NDA and 41% for the Mahagathbandhan, just a 2% vote share difference. And interestingly, Prashant Kishore's party is being given a 4% vote share. That means the party is making a certain 4% vote share, and Bihar is also big, when your party is contesting individually. But I think this 2% vote difference shows that Access My India is predicting that the election may be closer than what others are saying. They're still to put out the exact seat numbers. What I found very interesting in one of their predictions is that who is the most popular face for the chief ministerial face, and Tejashwi Yadav is leading that with 34% of the sampled people saying they want Tejashwi Yadav as the chief minister, while Nitish Kumar is at 22%. So clearly, Tejashwi seems to be the more popular CM face than Nitish Kumar as per the Access My India poll, but the NDA seems to have an edge when it comes to the vote share. Another interesting thing that I saw in the this particular thing is the male-female voting percentage. Also, the NDA has better voting percentage amongst the women. So 45% women are expected to vote for the NDA, while only 40% women for the MGB. On the other hand, if you see the male percentage, 41% for the NDA, 42% for the MGB. So a slight edge amongst the male voters for the MGB, but a considerable, I think, a significant edge with the NDA when it comes to the women voters. Another interesting part that I'm seeing amongst the people who are what occupation they are doing. So amongst the unemployed people and the students, the Mahagathbandhan seems to be ringing a bell more than the others, than the NDA. So clearly, Tejashwi Yadav's job promise, I feel that what he has promised that a government job in every family seems to have resonance amongst the younger, the unemployed voters, or the voters who are students, who will be stepping into the job market in a short while. There, the MGB seems to be having an edge. And also the caste-wise figures that the Access My India has put out, a whopping 64% voters, Brahmin voters, are batting for the NDA. As expected, about 66% of the Rajput voters. So the upper caste voters, be it the Bhumiyar, be it the Rajput, be it the Brahmin, seem to be batting for the NDA, as well as the Yadav and the Muslim candidates, a big majority, nearly 90% of Yadav voters in Bihar and 79% of Muslim voters in Bihar, Access My India is predicting, are voted for the Mahagathbandhan. So I think that is what is making this election so a bit tighter in the Access My India poll, while other pollsters have given quite a considerable lead to the NDA. We are still awaiting the final seat numbers that Access My India will put in a while, but so far, 43% for NDA, 41% for MGB, 4% for Prashant Kishore's party, 12% for other players like the AIMM, Independents, Tej Pratap's party. A host of other parties are also fighting this election. But clearly, it seems that the election seems tighter in the Access My India poll so far. We'll await the exact seat numbers, Poonam.
In that sense, it does seem like this is an outlier poll, but there is one common theme from all the pollsters that we saw yesterday, Aman, and what Access My India has given is the Prashant Kishore factor. All pollsters seem to believe that he's not going to have much impact. I mean, the youth, first-time voters, people from 18 to 30 is the vote bank that he was trying to tap into. But even in that age, as far as Access My India's numbers go or their projections go, even there, he's barely made the cut.
Just, but Poonam, still, if he is even getting 4 to 5% of the vote, whose vote is he cutting? He seems to be cutting the anti-incumbency vote in Bihar, which is the Mahagathbandhan's vote. So if some part of the youth are actually voting for the Jan Swaraj party, whatever share he may get, if the Jan Swaraj party was not there, maybe this youth may have voted for the Mahagathbandhan, not for the NDA. So I think something is very clear that the Jan Swaraj party, even at 4% vote share, may be hurting the Mahagathbandhan more than it is hurting the NDA, and that explains the narrow difference, 43-41%, just 2% vote difference between the two alliances, which the Access by India is predicting. So I think that is very crucial, that even if small at 4%, he may not win many seats, maybe just a couple of seats, may not win any seat for that matter, but still he may hurt the vote share of the Mahagathbandhan, which may prove to be very, very crucial if it is as tight an election as Access by India is predicting.
So just a vote cutter, really not a kingmaker as you would want to be. But as far as the preferred CM face is concerned, I want to delve a little deeper on that data as well that Access by India is predicting. Nitish Kumar is at 22%. Tejashwi Yadav, even though the NDA, the Mahagathbandhan's vote share is lower than the NDA's at the moment, we don't know where the seats stand. But as far as the CM face is concerned, Tejashwi Yadav seems to be a more popular choice.
Well, that we saw on the ground as well, Poonam. When we went to the ground and my colleagues have gone to the ground, you have seen that, because also there was a very, very clear projection of Tejashwi Yadav as the chief ministerial face by the Mahagathbandhan. There was a proper press conference with the Congress party, the Left party, the VIP party, all the constituents of the Mahagathbandhan jointly declared Tejashwi Yadav as the chief ministerial face. If you've seen the RJD's posters and entire publicity during the election, it was only Tejashwi Yadav on the poster. Ab ki baar Tejashwi Sarkar, which was the slogan of the Mahagathbandhan. So no surprises, I think, there that Tejashwi Yadav is emerging as the most popular CM face at 34%. Yes, but I think Nitish Kumar is not far behind at 22% still, after being CM for most of the last 20 years. Even if, nearly one in every four voters is still backing Nitish Kumar as the chief minister. That is also a big deal for because he remains the most popular face definitely in the NDA. Even if you see these figures, only 14% voters are saying any candidate from the BJP. Still, Nitish Kumar has 22%, so I think the NDA would take that. Even after 20 years of him being the JDU would take that. But clearly, Tejashwi Yadav, because of his clear projection and the way he's run his campaign, I think it's no surprises that he's emerging as the most popular CM face. But can he pull his party also to the top position? Well, that remains to be seen.
And we are awaiting those final numbers from Access My India, like most pollsters had put out yesterday, whether it ends up on the same lines, whether it is the NDA that surges past, even in Access My India's poll. That's something that we are waiting for. But Pallavi also joins us on this broadcast. And Pallavi, the women factor is something that was spoken of as far as Bihar is concerned. Women have always been a voter base of Nitish Kumar. He enjoys immense popularity as far as that voter base is concerned. But if you look at the data that Access My India has put out, the difference between the Mahagathbandhan and the NDA is just about 5% as far as female voters go.
That's right. But, I think this time round, Tejashwi Yadav also understood that winning the women voters could actually be the kind of a clincher. So he also understood that would reassure a woman would not just be her economic empowerment. So it is not just the NDA, but also the Mahagathbandhan, but more importantly, the RGA within the Mahagathbandhan, which actually talked about emboldening women, talking about giving them money, 30,000 rupees into their account, talking about a permanent salary being paid to a Jivika Didis, which are the self-help women groups as well. But I think what is also important to understand why there was a huge voter turnout was the fact that women's safety became a very, very key issue. Now, Nitish Kumar goes with a track record of providing good governance, women feeling safe and stepping out, and going into multiple job opportunities. This is where Tejashwi Yadav was facing competition, which is why in the manifesto of the Mahagathbandhan, one of the most important and one of the first, second or third points I can say was that zero tolerance as far as crime is concerned. This was a reassurance he required to give to the women that, I may be my father's son, but in many ways the legacy or this allegation about Lalu Prasad Yadav running a reign of terror, Bahubali Raj, Jungle Raj, I'm going to be different from that. Which is why, I still remember the last press conference he did when the campaigning ended for the second phase. He was flanked by his sisters. I think he wanted to send out a message that I would also look after the safety of women as much as Nitish Kumar did.
And if these projections do translate, then it looks like he has tapped into that vote base that was looked at as a firm vote base of Nitish Kumar and the NDA. We'll have to wait and watch if these exit polls projections actually what happens on verdict day, and we'll keep an eye out on that. But for the moment, Pallavi, thank you so much for getting us the latest on that front.